Hello, what's going on everybody? It's the Flying Pig on Flying Pig United. Happy Friday night, peeps, with another cheeky little video rendition of the news for you. Or edition, I should say, not rendition. I'm not doing any stars in their eyes type singing on here. It's an edition of the latest transfer news and evening bit of chat for you guys. Hope you're having a good one. Happy Friday all. Thank you very much for joining us for the show tonight. We are a little bit late, but we're here. So good to see you all. Thank you for joining us and getting in here. Happy Friday night. Hope you're having a great day and a great night in general and looking forward to the weekend. Hopefully it's going to be a weekend of Rasmus Hojlund coming to United. Let's go. But welcome in everybody. Thanks for joining us. We've got Paul Ennis, Aaron, what's going on? Keith Thomas, TC Boy, Rajat. Good to see you all. Dean M, John Boy Cat, Luke Look MUFC, Dean, Mike Jones, Goffy, Red Blazer, Lord PlayStation. Let's be having you. Simon Almeida. Yes, indeed. John Boy Cat, how you doing? Mohammed, Vincent Bullock, Scarboy. Everyone, thank you very much for getting in here. I appreciate you. Hello there, Pat. What's going on, lad? Del R and all the rest of you legends. Happy Friday night. Bless up yourself there, Castle Winston. Appreciate you, dude. Nice one. Get in there, my son. Hello there, Primot and Dean as well. Great to see you guys. It's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun. Hoyland's going to come, isn't he? Hopefully, we'll see. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap this. I'm just going to, start this off, not wrap this up, guys. But it's not the end of the show just yet. Don't worry. We're going to get into it, guys. We're going to talk about all the latest Manchester United news in this show tonight. All the latest goings on and a bit of an update for you and just bit of banter. We always get in and out of the live chat as well and see what you legends are saying. So make sure you do get yourself involved in this fully interactive show. We'll be seeing what the live chat has got to say about all of the different matters we are discussing. But for now, at the start of this show, please do drop a cheeky little thumbs up on this video. Give us a massive like if you haven't done. Drop a little like on it. You know it makes sense. Let's get this sucker to 100 likes. And if you happen to be new to the channel, of course, get yourself involved by subscribing to this channel, Flying Pig United. And get down below in the not live comment section and comment afterwards with your thoughts and opinions. Oh, yes. Thank you, everyone, for joining and getting your opinions in already. I could see there's obviously a lot of opinions coming in regards to Maguire, etc., which we'll cover very shortly. So, okay, let's actually start with that. Go on then. We don't really have a routine or a structure too much going on here. So, hi there, Rajat. So we will get into the Maguire stuff real quick now of what we know and the thoughts are. Obviously, I just did go on a bit of a rant earlier on based on the fact that, well, Manchester United rejected a decent 20 million offer for Slabo Maguire, which is obviously disappointing to me because, well, we could do with that money. He's bang average guff. We could certainly do with the cash. It could be used to go and buy a good player, obviously. And unfortunately, we are now stuck with the guy, it seems, for a little bit longer at least, which is a big concern. And the live stream has shat it, guys. The live stream has absolutely shat it. The live stream shat it. Wonderful. What's happening? Okay, are we back? Oh, God knows. I don't know, guys. I think the other live stream has shat it a little bit there. But we might well be back, guys. We might well be back. Thank you very much for everyone who's waiting here still. Are we back, guys? I can't tell. I can't tell. I think my internet just shat the bed. Smash a 1 if it's okay. Please do us a favour and let us know visually. Smash a 1 if it's all right. Oh, Dean M says it's fine now. We're back, says Palmarius. It's okay, says Rajat. Hey, Ulf793 and Aaron, get in there, my son. Yeah, give it a little refresh. Okay, then. Thank you, everybody. Not too sure why that's happening, actually. Very frustrating. Very disconcerting of a start there to this show tonight, guys. But, okay, I think we're back. Lots of ones coming in the live chat. But thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, and sorry for that bufferation issue at the start there. Right, okay. So, right, let's talk about Harry Maguire at the start of this show because obviously we would like to sell him, or at least I would. Some people are suggesting. I've actually been trawling social media tonight, seeing what a few people say about Harry Maguire's situation. And a lot of people actually think that we should be looking to try and get £40 million for Harry Maguire, which is an obscene amount of cash really for somebody who is a massive slab of a man. He's a big old breeze block, the guy. Plus he's a melter, plus he's slow as you like. And also, he's just not very good, is he? And so I don't think he's even worth 40 million if he was on 100 grand a week. Never mind 200,000 plus pounds a week. You have to remember his wages are absolutely astronomical, which means that it's just quite unlikely for us to try and get really a high transfer fee for the guy. He's a true old-fashioned melter. When it comes to his footballing abilities, he's all right. He's a mid-table player, so he should be going to play for a team like West Ham, in all fairness. We heard the news earlier on from Fab and David Ornstein. Here's the tweet from Fab that said that Manchester United rejected West Ham's proposal for Harry Maguire out of hand. Official bid was worth 20 million as called by David Ornstein. Man United want more than this to let Harry go. Crazy, really. Crazy. I would have thought that would have been excellent cash to receive for a slab of a man who we're trying to get rid of. But obviously we are trying to negotiate a bit more cash for them. I mean, what we don't want to do is alienate West Ham to the point where they decide that they don't want him. And that is a teeter on a knife edge, if you ask me, because of how much he's on weekly, and also, the fact that we don't really want him because he's sixth choice centre-back. So, it's like, are we in that strong of a position when it comes to negotiating for more money for Harry Maguire? Maybe we could get a little bit more out of them. Perhaps I don't even think it's a low offer. It's just not a great offer. It's certainly not a great offer. I mean, it's a little bit cheeky from them. Maybe they could have come in with 25, but it's a low offer. It's a first initial low offer, isn't it? Could we perhaps part ways with Harry Maguire? Does he mean much to our squad? We saw comments from Ten Hag the other day that said that he thinks that Maguire's obviously a good centre-back and he's good to have in the squad, and he's happy that there's several good centre-backs because we're going to need them throughout the course of a season. But he's just playing the diplomat there by saying what he did about Harry Maguire. We've got a report from Simon Peach here that says that Man United sources indicate Maguire is still seen as a valuable part of the squad and stress they're not forcing him out. Right. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously he's not really that valuable part of the squad, is he? Because we have got much more better players who are ahead of him in the pecking order at United. So he's just kind of a bit of an average sort of a melter in the squad. He's the new Phil Jones. Phil Jones 2.0, now with improved cranium. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the sort of guy we've got, is another backup player here, but he's on big money. So he's obviously not really a valuable part of the squad, if you ask me, but that's what apparently is the case. Don't see it myself. Hey, thank you, the Vutinator. He says we've got 60 likes on this stream. Everyone smash the like button. We need to get to 100 likes immediately. Drop a little thumbs up on the stream if you haven't done so. That'd be awesome. Hit the likes. Help us get to the big 100. Thank you, everyone who's in here. We've got 150 legends in here on a Friday night. Welcome in all the legends and happy Friday. Super chat here from Zayn Miyasi. Zayn Miyasi, what's going on, Zayn Miyasi? Thank you for your super chat here, bud. Oh, goodness me. He says, can you offer Maguire to Spurs? Do you regret not signing Trossard after his masterpiece against Barca? Thoughts on Wenger statue? Zayn Miyasi, thank you very much for getting in here raw with your Arsenal-inspired super chat there, lad. Could we offer Maguire to Spurs? It's a very astute comment, actually. I would hope to think that we could do that. No, I don't know if it's even that risky. We're not going in for Kane, are we? But if we were, then we could offer Maguire to Spurs. I suppose, would Spurs even want Harry Maguire, though? I think Harry Maguire's not really cut out for a top half side. I think he's literally mid-table or below. But maybe they would be interested in him. It's a small possibility, but also quite unlikely. I guess we could offer him in a part exchange sort of a deal, or even just to sell him, I suppose, like you say. Can you offer Maguire to Spurs? Maybe. I mean, surely we're trying to offer Maguire to anybody who have the guy. You know, surely we'll try and get him gone to whoever will have the guy for 25 million quid. I don't know. Spurs are absolutely guff, aren't they? But would they swap one Harry for another Harry with a bit of cash? I would like to think so. But the problem with Harry Maguire is it's just, again, the fact that he's on an extortionate amount of cash, you know, crazy, crazy money. But I would like to think we could maybe sell him to those melters. And he says, do you not regret signing Trossard? I mean, no, we don't regret signing Trossard. Trossard, actually, I do believe is a good player. But we don't really need Trossard, you know. You needed Trossard. We don't need Trossard. You know, you can keep Tossard, in fact, for all I give a toss. He's really, really a good player, but, you know, we didn't need him personally. There's a couple of players from Brighton I would have, but Trossard would have been a bit lower down that list for what we actually needed. So no, not really, Zamiasi. Couldn't give a toss, mate. Couldn't give a toss, hard lad. Thoughts on Wenger statue? Have I missed something here? Is there a Wenger statue coming? Have I missed something? I don't know. I don't pay attention to any Arsenal guff news. Is that what you're telling me? They're working on a statue for Wenger? Or what's the news in regards to a Wenger statue, lad? Don't get it. What's it say? Is it like a pose of Arsene Wenger going like this? And it just says top 4. Because, you know, let's face it, that's all he really was getting, was towards the end of his career, was just top 4, you know, trophies. Is it also maybe in the bottom of the statue, is there a little plaque? And it says, I did not see the incident in question. You know, is that the sort of statue that we're working on here for the Arsene Hojlunds? I don't know. But if that's what you're telling me, if they're producing a statue for Arsene Wenger, then I mean, from Arsenal's point of view, yeah, he's obviously a legend of their football club. He actually was a great coach, to be honest. Perhaps wasn't even his fault, really, that they didn't do much after his initial sort of first few years there, other than get top 4, because, you know, they were paying off the Emirates and he wasn't backed properly. But obviously he pales in comparison to Sir Alex Ferguson in terms of managerial legends in the Premier League era. But he is a good coach, let's be honest. He is a very good coach, and he managed to get them a consistent standard, even when perhaps they had pretty gash players. I mean, think about some of the teams they had in the late 2000s and early 20-teens. You had like people like Giroud playing for you. Not Olivier Giroud. He was good. I mean, Giroud, whatever his name was, that centre-back, he was crap, mate. And you had a lot of gash players, to be fair. A lot of gash players over the years. And he always managed to get you like top 4 and, you know, semi-competitive and also play a nice style of football. So he was a really good coach, let's be honest. He is an Arsenal legend. He actually did win some things for you, particularly in his early days when he spent all that cash. He did win some things for you. So I've got nothing but respect and admiration for Arsene Wenger now that he's gone. But at the time, I thought he was an absolute little toad, man. But now that he's obviously gone from Arsenal, you realise what a good coach he actually was. And, you know, that era of football is probably my favourite era of football, which was the late 90s and early 2000s when Man United and Arsenal were tussling for the top rewards and the prizes. Those were the best days. Those were the best days, weren't they? Those were when our teams were the best. Yeah, Giroud and shit like that, you know, awful players that they had, to be fair. So Wenger always did pretty well. Yeah, they should have a statue of him outside the stadium, I guess. Of course, he is obviously a club legend for Arsenal. I don't care, though, to be honest, but I've got no interest in it whatsoever. I would imagine that it's going to have a plaque on it that says perennial bottle merchants or something. Who knows? First class gamer, what's going on, you legend? He says Phil Jones won lots with United. How dare you compare him to Maguire? Hey, that's a fair point, actually, first class gamer. In terms of winning things, okay, but I just mean in terms of like a lingering overpaid melter of a player who's backup. He's very Maguire-esque in that sense. Thank you, JRE, for getting in here with your highlighted comment and being a member for 2 years, guys. 24 months is a big one. Thank you, JRE. Says, should have snapped West Ham's hand off for 20 million for Slabby Maguire. Big respect to you there. Thank you, JRE. Yeah, big respect on that one, my son. I couldn't agree more with you, bud. How could we expect to get more than 20 million pounds for the slab of a man? Well, good point you make there, to be fair, guys. I mean, think about it like, wow, I mean, £200,000+ a week. So let's just get back onto Maguire, seeing as you mentioned it. Thank you, JRE, for being a member. So Harry Maguire, obviously wanted by West Ham. They were prepared to spend £20 million on the guy. That's bloody good money, considering he is a slab of a statuesque individual. Is he even much a part of Manchester United's squad right now? I mean, this report says that Maguire is still seen as, you know, a major part of the squad, but he's obviously just a bit part player at best now with what we've done with, you know, establishing Martinez and Varane as the guys. So I don't really see him having a big role. Surely if an offer came in again tomorrow for a couple of million more, we would accept it. I mean, I asked the live chat this earlier. I think he is worth 20 mil. That's it. I'd say 20 to 25 mil tops. Sure, we should try and get more than their initial offer, but I think 20 mil is actually about right. I'd say £22 million. That's what I think he's worth based on his wages and everything. How much do you guys think we should be realistically asking for Harry Maguire? Get in the live chat with your thoughts here in terms of pound sterling. Like, how much is he worth, do you think? But I honestly just, it's not that he's not worth more than that. He probably is worth more than that if he was paid a lot less money per week. But West Ham would have to factor that into the deal. And that means that his price tag goes down. His price tag goes down because of how much he has to be paid weekly just to be a player for them. If he signs a 3-year contract, that's £30 million in wages they got to pay him over 3 years. If he signs a 4-year contract, that's £40 million in wages. That's an obscene amount of cash to be paying to the Slabinator. 30 says Malps. Wow, Zorino. 30 says Nash. 35 to 40 says Mason M. You guys are taking the piss. Dead Rebel says 35-25 tops says Shuko Goblin. 30 to 35 says United. We are penny pinching 25 tops. Absolutely spot on, lad. 30 to 45 says VK Dean. Half of 80 million Maguire, but 25 now. He's got awful. Yeah, he's really not even that good, is he, to be fair? I mean, in terms of his price tag, he's certainly not worth that much. Casey Gale says, I just want to let it be known I've never booed Harry. I have screamed, why is he in the game? I thought he was never going to play again, or am I incredibly nervous, but never booed him. Oh, fair enough, Casey Gale. I respect it. You're supporting your players, you know. I mean, I've booed him. I've booed him. I've done more than boo him. I've pooed him, if what I've done. But respect to you, Casey Gale, for staying classy, lad. Me, personally, I just think, well, he's on 200k a week. He's subject to criticism. He's in the public eye. He's Man United's captain, or was. Like, if we can't give our opinions, if we can't boo him based on his rubbish performances, then what can we do, you know? Just voicing our opinions, basically. But I feel you, though. That's good way of looking at it, really. You know, try and remain respectful. Try and remain respectful for a guy who's always given it his all. But a lot of people saying 25 max. I have to agree with a lot of you legends that are saying 25 max. How could he possibly be worth more? Madhouse says Maguire 45, but I'll take 5 in cash. 20's fair game. Get shot of him. Definitely a Conquo as well. Completely agree with you. You'd take 20, no problem. I'm 100% in agreement with you legends who say that you would take 20 for the guy as well. Can't see how he's worth any more than that at all. It's redonkulous. Okay, so West Ham, though, they've come in for a bid for him. We've knocked it back. We've rejected it. What is the scenario there now? Do they come in for another bid? Do we try and increase the amount that we're going to receive for Harry Maguire? We're obviously trying to buy certain players at the moment. Hojlund, Amrabat, maybe 1 or 2 others if we're lucky. And we want to generate cash by selling these players. Certainly we want to sell the surplus to requirements players who are just not needed and can generate us some good cash. £20 million is £20 million. When we're talking about struggling to get 15 million for Fred, then 20 million for Maguire doesn't seem like a bad deal at all for anybody involved. I think West Ham would be getting a good offer, a good deal for them, and Man United would be receiving a decent amount of cash for somebody who's on such big wages and is a bit of a melter of a defender for us. But we are having and seeing reports here that, you know, West Ham may not be interested to come in again for any more money than that. That might be their maximum. Some people say it's cheeky, the amount of money that they've offered to begin with. I don't. Not when you factor in his money that he's being paid. And look here, Simon Pete says West Ham are unlikely to go back in for Harry Maguire after seeing a £20 million bid knocked back. So we may have just cut our nose off to spite our face there, asking for a little bit too much or rejecting the offer. I mean, I would absolutely take that amount of money and run to the bank and cash it in as soon as possible, because I don't see us getting much more than that. We should, I understand the idea here. We should be trying to receive as much money as we possibly can for this offer, for this guy. So if we say we want 30 million, after they've bid 20 million, we know that they've got an interest in signing this guy. He does have plus points about him. He is a good low block defender. He does have a large cranium for heading the ball away. He is a homegrown player. He does play for England. He is 30. He's in the best years of his career in terms of a centre-back. So there's a lot of positives for Harry Maguire as well. It's just that they are generally outweighed by all the negatives as well. But he's obviously got value. He's got value. But the thing is, like, do we really want to run the risk of losing this guy, losing the sale of this guy, and ask for too much money? But we want to ask for 30. Maybe we'll meet them somewhere in the middle, 25 million. You know, £22 million. If they were to improve this offer even just a tad, I would be keen to get rid of this guy. I'd actually sell him for 20 anyway. I can't believe we've maybe lost out on this deal. Just hope that West Ham don't change their mind. Maybe you'll see another team interested in him as well. Doubt it, but maybe you will see another team interested in him who they, could maybe get into a bidding war with, and they might decide to sort of up the offer. But at this moment in time, I think that's about as good as we're going to get for him. He's a pretty bang average guy. So, and he's on big cash. That's the only thing. Rugmuncher 007, thank you very much for your super chat here, boss. Come on, get in there. Let's get a suey in there for Rugmuncher 007. Thank you very much for the super chat here this Friday night, lad. He says, I'd have stolen all their camels for an offer of 20 million for Slabby. You what? Hey, thank you for getting in here. I mean, I'm with you there, but I just think, it's a great offer. It's actually a really good opening offer. Perhaps we can get a bit more. That's what we're probably trying to work on over the next coming days. But, I mean, it's just crazy to get the sort of money that some people are saying. Obviously, this is a joke. It's got to be a joke, that one. 60 M's for Maguire. Goodness me. Do you mean 60 M&Ms? As in the candy? Maybe I could imagine. Don't know, that even might be a little bit too high, boss. AML, thank you for your £5 super chat as well. Hello to you this evening. Good evening. He says, sup, you absolute don. Are you in the chat happy with the business we've done so far? AML, thank you so much, bud, for the £5 super chat. Let's get a love heart in the live chat. Let's ask the chat then. Give us a rating out of 10, how satisfied you are with Manchester United's transfer dealings this summer, both in terms of ins and outs. I'm going to give us a 4 right now. So I would say that we're just on the verge of satisfactory up until this point, but almost slightly, not good enough, really. Let's be honest. Now. We've got Mason Mount. Still got my reservations about him. I think he might be a bit of a bang average melter for us. Hope I'm wrong. Andre Onana is going to be a great goalkeeper for us. Can't wait to see more of him. Looks good. Happy with him. But come on, there's a lot of a way to go here. We are on the verge of signing Hojlund by all accounts, but it's not done yet. Once we've got Hojlund, things will be shaping up nicely, but it's not done yet. And then beyond that, we could do with some more depth and quality in certain key areas, like the forward position of striker, to be able to actually really kick on this season and challenge the likes of Manchester City. So, I mean, I'm kind of at an average place at the moment with the transfer window. It's all right, but it's not amazing. Thank you so much for your super chat there, AML. Hope you're good tonight, by the way, lad. And we've got a super chat from Will Blake. He says, is Sam Cattle a mess? With a surname like Cattle, I'm guessing he's a cow pattern of an individual, Will Blake. That's all I'm saying, mate. So, yes, I'd say that's probably a high likelihood. Thank you for your super chat, Will Blake. And Benjamin Bessemer has re-upped his membership and become a member of the Bacon Brigade. Mate, thank you very much for becoming a Bacon Brigade member there, Benjamin Bessemer, lad. I appreciate you. Dudes, get some love in the live chat for Benjamin Bessemer, who has re-upped his membership. Long-time member anyway, but he's now a member once again. Thank you very much to Benji Bessemer for becoming a member, and great to see you back in the Bacon Brigade, my son. Thank you so much. Get in there, you beauty. Right, guys, by the way, there's 193 legends in here. We're going to continue with this dissection of the Slabby Maguire scenario and everything. Smash that like button, everyone. We're nearly at 100 likes. We're only 9 likes away. So please do us a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Let's smash 100 likes on this stream. Oh, yes, you know it makes sense. Plus, it does boost us up in the algorithm and helps us out. So if you want to help the stream, smash that like button and give us a share around. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so we'll get onto that in a minute, Meth Prince. Thanks for your question there, but we'll get onto that in a minute. I'm just going to deal with this Harry Maguire guff to begin with, and then we'll talk about Hojlund and stuff. But okay, so the question is, will West Ham come back in for another cheeky stab at the transfer there with Harry Maguire, or is that really the maximum that they're prepared to pay? Only time will tell. Hopefully we don't ask for too much, and hopefully we can get this deal done. So there's another report that's come out this evening that says that Harry Maguire may not want to play for West Ham. Maybe he would rather, this is from the Times, it says that Harry Maguire would prefer to play for a bigger club than West Ham. Sure he would. Sure he would, you know. Of course he would, guys. I'm sure he wants to play for Real Madrid. I'm sure he wants to play for Barcelona if he can't play for Manchester United. But the fact is, guys, you know, he's not pigging good enough to be playing in a top-tier side. I've said this many times. Like, he is a mid-table player. That's about the right, perfect sort of a club that he should be playing at. Is West Ham or Everton or, the Saints, or even a championship side like bloody Leicester City right now. These are the sort of sides that Harry Maguire should be playing for. He doesn't get to pick and choose where he goes to now, in my opinion. If he wants to play regular football, he's going to have to leave Man United, because Man United is too good for him. And he's the backup at Man United now. He's the sixth choice behind Shaw and Johnny Evans and Lindelof and Varane and Martinez. He is sixth choice centre-back as far as I'm concerned. So it's up to him, really. He can stay at United and play for a big club here. He'd be a big club player, even though he's not a big club player. Obviously, Man United's a huge club, but he's not a big club player. He can stay here and just be a backup if he wants on 200 grand a week. I wouldn't really blame him if that's what he chooses. He's got a cushy situation now. But if he actually wants... If he wants to be a proper, player and wants to play regularly and perhaps maybe get in Southgate's England team for European Championships, etc., he's going to have to go somewhere else. Surely there's not a place for him at the club now. He will play very sporadically at best. Ten Hag probably has already had this conversation with him when he stripped the armband off of him, in all fairness, just to tell him what his role will be. And then after he stripped the armband, we've gone and signed Johnny Evans. It basically tells you where Slabby Maguire is in Eric Ten Hag's estimations right now. He obviously thinks that, he's an all right guy, there's nothing against him, but he's taken the armband off of him. And he's bought another centre-back, and obviously he was even playing people like Luke Shaw ahead of him last season. So, come on, what can we really expect to say other than that Harry Maguire is surplus to requirements at Manchester United? He's not going to get a big club. So he may not want to go to a smaller club than United. He may want a bigger club than West Ham, as this report from the Times says. But there's not going to be a bigger club that wants Harry Maguire, I don't think. Even like Zayn at the start of this show sent in a laughable super chat, but he said, why don't you try and sell him to Spurs? I don't even think he's good enough for Spurs. I don't think Spurs would even want him. And Spurs are shite, let's be honest. So that's where he's at in his career now. He's been found out. He's played for United at a really high standard in a good United team. When I say he's played at a high standard, I mean he's played at the highest standard in football, playing for United. He's not been a high standard. He's been gash. But in terms of playing for a club that is of a high standard, he has played for a great club, Manchester United. But this is it for him. He needs to either go back to Hull City, go back to Sheffield United, go back to Leicester, or go and join a club like West Ham, who's the best pick of the bunch that he's probably going to get, in all fairness. I see West Ham being the biggest club that's going to want him. So hopefully he goes there. Hopefully he doesn't, get too much of a big head and an ego and start to think that he's actually the mutt's nuts. But I think that maybe he does think that. Do you remember last season when he kept getting selected by everybody for some unknown reason? And he was getting a lot of press, and he was getting a lot of hounding from the fan base and stuff, and a lot of it rightfully so, because he just wasn't up to the standard. But he was quoted as giving an interview saying, oh, I don't know why all these managers select me, basically. They all think I'm really good, and they keep selecting me, basically insinuating that he's the tits. And he's not the tits, he's a tit. He's not the tits. He's obviously got some abilities about him, let's face it. Let's just praise him for a minute. We're always slagging him off. He's got a decent range of passing on him. He can clear the ball away. He can hoof it. He's a big man. So he's, cumbersome in the opposition area maybe. Never scores any bloody headers for us, but he can make a nuisance of himself. Right? Beyond that, that's about it for what he brings to the table. So where's he going to go? He's not going to go and play for one of the top teams. None of the top teams are going to come in for Harry Maguire, I don't think. I think it's just going to be a case of some of these mid-table melters. He has to accept that his days at a top club are over and that Manchester United are ready to move on. And if he accepts that, there's a great place for him at West Ham. West Ham's a good club. They are a good club. They're a seasoned Premier League club. They're always usually in the Premier League. Sometimes they bustle it out into the Championship once or twice, but most of the time they're like they're a proper Premier League club, West Ham, with a big support, and they're a proper club. So you've got to say that would be a great move for Harry Maguire. He would be a number one choice there. He'll get in the England team, and he doesn't have to worry about playing time. At United, he's just never going to play. So it's down to Maguire. Will he stay or will he go to play football? Will he stay for the cash and be a sixth choice backup, or will he go and play football? What do you think, guys? Do you think he'll end up staying or going? He might have ideas above his station and want to be part of Manchester United, but I don't think that Ten Hag and the squad want him to be part of it anymore. So will he stay or will he go? Let's ask the live chat what you guys are saying here real quick. Let us know. It's a tough one, isn't it? Who knows? He will stay, says Dead Rebel. Oh, Wrexham be a great move, says Danny B. He would get minutes for West Ham. He would. West Ham in Europa League, yeah, they won the Conference League, didn't they? So you're right. It's like it's actually he's a Europa League standard player at best. Harry needs to move on gracefully. He's had his big move at United. Exactly their rewind. Stands to make a good bit of cash over at West Ham. I'm sure that they know what Harry Maguire is on wages-wise at United, and they wouldn't have wasted their time to even sort of have a bid on Harry Maguire if they weren't at least going to get very close to what he's being paid or at least what he's being paid at Manchester United, you know? So I think they know that, and he's probably not going to get an offer that's as good as that. A Europa League team that's prepared to pay him what Manchester United pay him. So, listen, we're not necessarily saying that Harry Maguire doesn't want to go to West Ham yet. This is just a report coming out there from the Times, you know, so take it with a pinch of salt that says that he might want to, or he would, it says Harry Maguire would prefer to play for a bigger club than West Ham. Well, so would I. So would I, guys. I'd like to play for a bigger club than the Dog and Duck down the road, you know, but you don't always get what you want. Sometimes you're shit. And sometimes Harry Maguire is absolutely proven to be guff. And so he can't, it's slim pickings for the guy, really. You know, G-Will says, Maguire be gone by the end of the window. Fact. Well, I really hope you're right there, G-Wolf. I love that level of optimism, lad. Got to go, says Simon Almeida. Go to West Ham, says Scott05. Go already, says Money. He will go, says Paul. Well, I hope you guys are right. Hopefully he does go. Hopefully he wants to go. Because we've seen players stay at Manchester United and outstay their welcome because they're on big contracts. You see it all the time. Unfortunately, we are the sort of team to, you know, to offer these players so much. And it's hard to get rid of them because they know that they're not going to get that level of football elsewhere, i.e. it is a big draw to play for Man United, just to be a Man United player, even if you're a backup. Just imagine being a Man United player. It's awesome. You know, West Ham's a good place to go, but it's certainly not, you know, it's certainly not Manchester United. Francis Jeffers' ego, mate. Old school legend there. Respect. Rug Bunch of 007, thank you for getting in here, bud, with that. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rug Bunch of 007. Get in there, my son. Thank you for the super chat. Let's get some Sues in the chat there, please. For Rug Bunch of 007. Really do appreciate that. Let's be having you. Thank you so much for getting in here. Raw, guys. With a super chat. Thank you there, bud. Appreciate it, dude. Nice one. Yeah, Francis Jeffers, ego. Will Blake with another one says Sam Cattle is annoyed. Cool. I mean, I don't think anybody really cares, to be fair, Will Blake. I mean, you keep coming in here talking about your mate Sam Cattle. May I, here's something to you, Will Blake, lad. So, yeah, Sam Cattle might be a bit of a melter. You seem to think that he is, right? But here's something for you, Will Blake. Why don't you stop being a prat, lad? How's that? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your 199. But here's an idea. Why don't you just, like, big up your mate rather than trying to put him down all the time, yeah? And why don't you come up with something else? Coming in every day, talk about this Sam Cattle bloke. Who the fuck is that guy? You know? Who is he? I don't care. Nobody else cares. We don't know who Sam Cattle is, so you're literally talking about somebody that only you know. Like, there's no point to what you're saying here, bud. Anyway, right, thank you very much for your super chat, though. Patrick Vargas with one. Thank you very much for your $2 super chat. He says 20 million or a broken slab of mouldy concrete. That's what I'm saying. We could literally get 20 mil for a slab of concrete of a man, and we're apparently turning that down. I find it abhorrent that we wouldn't at least listen to that. And, okay, fair enough. We should have some more dialogue with West Ham and maybe try and squeeze it up to 25. But if they turn around and say, no, sorry, 20 is our max, then we go crawling with our tail between our legs and we say, yeah, go on then, you can have him. You can have him. Because, crikey, we're not going to get much of a better deal from anywhere else, I don't believe. So, frustrating day, frustrating news that in that sense to do with the Slabo. We are obviously hoping that something more happens there. Hopefully West Ham don't decide to forget about it now, because that would be a big shame if they walked away from the deal. But, you know, as I say, David Ornstein alluded to it earlier on with his tweet where he said that he's not sure whether or not West Ham will want to sort of reignite their interest in Harry Maguire because they don't feel like there's good value in the deal because of his salary. And maybe the fact that Harry Maguire wants to fight his way into United's team, which is laughable. It's not going to happen. But the key point I'd like to make there is that, yeah, his salary is going to put off teams and they're not going to want to pay a big amount of money up front. Vincent Demise, thank you for your super chat here, boss. Get in there, my lad. He says, from Erik ten Hag's first day onward, we Dutch were wondering not if, but how he would get rid of Harry. Erik ten Hag chose a long but effective strategy. Well, has he? Because we've rejected the deal, lad. You know what I mean? We've rejected the transfer. I mean, look, okay, look, it might happen. It might happen for 20 mil. It might happen for 25 mil. It's not going to happen for much more than that, I don't think, though. I hope it's getting that way, though, Vincent Demise. You know, we're seeing clubs interested in him now. This is the first sniff from a club that we've actually had for Harry Maguire, which does bode well. I mean, I've seen a report earlier on, guys, that says that United want to receive £75 million for both Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay. I mean, that is a facepalm situation. It's an absolute fortune. It's way too much money for both of them. McTominay 30 mil, Slab 20 mil. That's 50 mil for both of them. I'll snatch your arm off for that amount of money for those two. So I don't know where we're really coming from wanting to get that much money. If we think we can get that much money, we're delusional. Usually I feel like United undersell our players and they sell our players for too little money. We expect to get more money than they actually get. But on this occasion, I think they're being a little bit greedy if that's genuinely the case. How can anybody justify spending £75 million on McTominay and Harry Maguire? We're off our heads if that's the case. So, yeah, I think 50 million tops for both of them, 20 million for Harry and, 30 million for Scotty. And I'm not saying Scott McTominay is a better player. The reason why he's worth more is because of his age and also the fact that he's on less money per week. Everybody knows it's a known fact that Maguire's on 200 plus K a week, which means that he's not as good value as some of these other players. So I'm not suggesting that Scott McTominay is a better player than Harry Maguire. I'm just saying that his value in the transfer fee is higher because the club that signed him has to pay him less money as well. Man United pay these guys handsomely, but McTominay's on a lot less than Maguire. So for that reason, you can't expect to get huge money for Mags. Thank you, Vincent Demise. I appreciate that, bud. Very much indeed. Patrick Vargas, thank you for your $5 super chat here, lad, as well. He's getting in here raw. He says, let's invest time and convert Harry Maguire into CDM, and you will see in time he will be a Ballon d'Oro. I think he's more likely to be a Ballon d'Oreo, mate. A fucking crumbling biscuit. You know what I mean? That you dunk into your cup of milk, lad. Now that I could see. A Ballon d'Oreo. What are you talking about, my son? A CDM, I mean, no. Obviously not. He would actually make Nemanja Matic look pacey as a CDM lad, wouldn't he? Slabby Maguire's too damn slow to operate there. I mean, if you take away some of the defensive duties from him, I guess that's better. But he is a defender. No, I'm sorry, I don't share that. I know you're just joking around there, Patrick Vargas lad. He wouldn't be a good CDM. He's too damn slow. It would be like watching Matic in slow-mo, but nowhere near as good as Matic, obviously, because Matic was actually good. It would be horrendous. So, no, that's a big firm no from me, Carol. Tyler Wilson with a super chat says, Rupert Meadow had a bash over G-Wolf. Bloody hell, Tyler Wilson. Well, to be fair, G-Wolf's a handsome lad. You know what I'm saying? So, each to their own. But I would advise you to please keep that out of the live chat, mate, in future. Okay. Nice one, guys. Right, thank you for all being here. We've got 240 legends in here. Why don't we have 240 likes? That's what I want to know. There's a lot of you people out there hanging back with your likes. We got 121 likes on the stream. That's precisely 50% of you legends out there who have chosen to smash that like button. Do you know what that means? That means 50% of you are knobs, mate. That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? Just saying it outright. That's right, you. If you haven't smashed a like, you're a bit of a knob, mate. Anybody ever told you that? Well, I have, just now. Because it takes a second to smash that thumbs up button, guys. Twat a like on this video. And get yourself subscribing to the channel if you're new to the channel as well. Subscribe to the channel. Get yourself involved. And, you can also retweet the stream at the top of the live chat there. Retweet us. We're on Twitter. Give us a share around. We'll shout you out later on in the show, everyone that retweets us. Ben Dawson's Pig. Who would Maguire play in Coronation Street? Goodness me, what a question. I don't watch that shite anymore. Let's go with Rita. You know what I mean? I don't know. She's pretty slow, ain't she? I don't know. I haven't seen it for years, bud. I don't even know who's in it anymore, mate. Audrey. Let's go Audrey, bud. She's got a bit of a big head on her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bud. I don't know. Anyway, it's a long time, bud. It's a long time since I watched that. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. Okay, so, look, Oh, let's just finish this Harry Maguire conversation real quick in the chat. Get your final thoughts and opinions about the Maguire stuff. We will move on with the rest of the transfer news, but it's a big talking point. It's a big topic, obviously. United rejecting 20 million from West Ham. Crazy money for us to reject for a player that is surplus to requirements now. But it's a negotiation tool, I suppose. We're trying to get more. Worst case scenario, we knock on West Ham's door and say, go on then. You can have him for 20 mil. Hopefully we can do a double deal for him and Scott McTominay for, as I say, about £50 million would be lovely. If we could generate that, then that's most of Rasmus Hojlund right there. That would be an excellent amount of cash to receive and a lot of good money off of our books. Hey Berber, he says Roy Cropper would be a better centre-back. Haley would be a better centre-back. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Haley. Roy Cropper's wife. You know what I'm saying? Kylian Mbappe would like her. Jonathan Gallagher, thank you very much for the 28th month member comment here, bud, and being a member for 28 months. Thank you so much for getting in here raw. He says, last pre-season, we played better football. Right, okay. Jonathan Gallagher, nice one. Thanks for that, Jonathan Gallagher. Thank you for being a member for 28 months, by the way, bud. 28 months, a legend. 28 months coming out with comments like that. You got to love it, don't you? Jonathan Gallagher, respect it, lad. Thank you so much, yeah. What I would say to that is, Jonathan Gallagher, is take a bow, son. Take a bow for the most meaningless comment of the week. Because who cares, bud, if last pre-season we were better? It doesn't mean jack shit. Ten Hag is experimenting. He's obviously trying to get new players in, pal. And it doesn't really matter, bud. It's early doors. He's obviously working on some things. It's meaningless, bud. Pre-season, who cares if we were better last pre-season? I remember we've been fantastic in certain pre-seasons. Goodness me, I remember Andreas Pereira having an amazing pre-season, scoring bangers and playing awesome. Guess what? When it actually came down to the Premier League, we were shite and so was he. And so it means little. This is a time for Erik ten Hag to learn about the team and the squad and you know, an experiment and give some players some conditioning and game time and all the rest of it. So, I mean, I just don't understand what emphasis or what that even means. It just doesn't matter, does it? Tyler Wilson says, Sam Cattle the mess said he's going to fill you in. My bread's not buttered that way, to be honest with you, Tyler Wilson, mate. So if you could tell Sam Cattle to fuck off, that would be good, mate. Yeah. But if he wants me to paste him over the road like margarine, mate, I'll be happy to, lad. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you for your £2 though, mate, for another absolutely meaningless, ridiculous super chat, lad. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Hey, look, you keep paying £2, I'll keep reading them out, mate. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You're mugging yourself off, mate. You know what I mean? Right. So, there we have it. Maguire to West Ham, please come and get him. Smash a 1 if you want it to happen for 20 million. Smash a 2 if you don't want it to happen and you want to keep the slab at United. Maybe there's some people out there who think, you know what? He's actually underrated. He's an underrated Man United player, this guy. Ashen Duke says sell him. Patrick says keep this guy. I bet you are, for these people that are putting 2s in the live chat, though, are Liverpool fans and City fans and Arsenal fans and scummers like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, goodness me. Dead Revel says, we like the gutter talk and you're the best at dealing with the hecklers, mate, says Dead Revel. It's easy, mate. When people are called Sam Cattle, the responses write themselves. You know what I mean? Cowpat of a human, lad. Do you know what I'm saying? He needs to get down with some of these PSG mob in the old farm and start mucking out that guy, doesn't he? That Sam Cattle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where's Sam Cattle from? Goodness knows, Primot. I'm guessing the French Farmers League, lad. With a name like that, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, right. Okay. So, goodness me, Burr. We can't say stuff like that in here as a mod. Goodness me. Anyway, right. So, guys, what I'm going to do now is move on from the Harry Maguire chat. It's been a great conversation. I enjoy it, you know. I like talking about Harry Maguire because I like talking about the prospect of him leaving this football club. And hopefully that's not that far away. Once again, guys, keep hitting that like button on this stream. Now we're going to move on to the next topic. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And keep getting your thoughts in there. I'd love to interact with the live chat throughout. We'll have a Q&A at the end of this stream as well. Happy Friday, everyone. Now we're going to move on to the next order of the day, which is the latest on another player we're trying to get rid of, which is little Freddie Flintstone. Yabba dabba doo time. Let's have a gay old time and talk about Fred. So, Fred update. Fred is free to leave Man United with his agents working on a move to Fulham. He's not expected to fly to the United States at this moment in time. You know, for the final leg of the tour, basically. And we're trying to also sell him to various different places. You know, Fulham are interested. Galatasaray are interested. I've heard Saudi Arabia are interested in him. Not the country, but the league. Different teams in Saudi Arabia are interested in this guy as well. So little Freddie is a wanted man. He's a wanted man. You know, 15 million quid, 20 million quid tops. Probably won't get that, to be fair, though, in Manchester United. But 15 million quid, we could be seeing Fred gone. So it's quite possible that Fred obviously gets snapped up by a team reasonably soon. He may be the next out the door. So here's a report that says that Fred is obviously a target for Galatasaray. This translates as basically Galatasaray want Fred. That's basically what that translates as there, guys. It's a tweet from, I believe, Turkey. So it translates as, Galatasaray currently working on Fred. That's what we're working on, guys, is Fred to Galatasaray. Not only Fred to Galatasaray, we're working on Maguire to West Ham, but we're also working on Donny van de Beek. Donny, da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, Donny, da-da-da-da-da-da. See you later on, son. Donny van de Beek hopefully will be a target for someone. It looks like Real Soccer for your dad are interested in Donny van de Beek. So Real Soccer for your dad are actively working to sign Donny van de Beek from Man United. True. It's reported as per this guy, negotiations are ongoing, but still no agreement on the formula of the deal and personal terms. Talks continue. Man United wait for Donny/Fred to leave to push for Amrabat. Seems like we have to wait before we can sign Amrabat. We're waiting for player sales. There's obviously, we just rejected 20 mil for Maguire. That could have basically paid for Amrabat. So there's some reports. Jamie Jackson tonight reporting that they want as much as 50 million euros for Amrabat. Not going to happen, I don't think. Not going to happen, I don't think. I see it being 35 million euros we're not paying for Amrabat, which means that this slabby Maguire deal could finance that alone, and particularly when you factor in his wages. So I just say we should have accepted the bloody slabbo Maguire offer from West Ham, got him off the books and used that money to go and buy Amrabat. Unfortunately, it seems we are having to wait to sell players before we can go and get Amrabat. Fab says that Real Sociedad are interested in Donny. We know West Ham are interested in Maguire, and it seems Galatasaray, Fulham, and maybe a Saudi club are interested in Fred. So there's three players right there we can get some cash back on if we've got any bollocks about us in terms of negotiations. So that should basically cover the whole of Hojlund, or near enough. Plus McTominay's wanted by West Ham. And then obviously you can sell Maguire and buy Amrabat. We should have just done the business. So there you go, guys. We're waiting, apparently. We've spent 110 million at the moment. We've still got the Glazer shithouses here at the minute. And while they're here, you know, they want to sell players before they go out there and dip in the market again and buy more. We are obviously having proper negotiations and discussions with Hojlund, so they've committed to that transfer at this moment. But the Amrabat deal, that may well have to wait until we've sold one or two of these players. So Donny van de Beek to Sociedad. My personal opinion on that deal is, look, if we can get £20 million back or £25 million for Donny, he's a youngish player. He's still got actually quite a bit of potential. He is a good technical player. He's just kind of fallen out of favour at United. Never was really in favour, actually. Never really was in. Didn't really get much of a chance. Not necessarily his fault. Always been kind of in and out the side through various reasons. Injury prone as well. It's a concern just to try and actually get him in the team playing. Maybe he doesn't get the opportunities that he deserves as well. That is a factor. But it just hasn't worked out for him. Some players it just doesn't work out for at United. He's another Morgan Schneiderlin or something. He's another player like that. He's a good player, but he's just not really ever set the world alight at Manchester United, and he'll just be playing a bit part backup role forever for us at best. So, yeah, from his point of view, if there's a good team to go to, and Real Sociedad are a good standard team over in La Liga, if there's a good team to go to, he should absolutely want to go. We could maybe generate 20 mil for him. But let's ask the live chat first of all, do you think that we should be keeping Donny van de Beek? Keep or sell? Let's have a vote on the chat. Interactive vote right here, guys. Keep or sell Donny van de Beek? What do you reckon? I say sell if we can get decent cash for him. Not sell for peanuts, but if you can get 20 mil for him, That's quite a bit of the money we got back for him, and all we've done is derail his career. You know, it's not like we've actually developed him since the day we bought him. We might have bought him for £34 million or whatever it was, but we've actually only hindered him. He's not kicked on as a United player. He's gone backwards. So we can't ask for what we paid for him, I don't think. It's gonna be a £20 million player at best, I think. Again, sell, says Jonathan, and Jamie and Dead Revel. Fair play to you. Loan, interesting. Loan with buy option, prop best we can get. That's interesting. Keep, says Edward Reed. Mike Hill says sell. Sell, says the Vutinator. Sell, says Philip Chapman. Hello there, Dynamic Melon. What's going on, lad? Sell the prick, says Primar. Sell, says Mark. Sell and pay the taxi. Thank you, everyone, getting in your votes here. I respect it. I do. Thank you very much, each and every one of you legends, for having you say, yeah, well, Donny van der Beek, it's not really his fault, but it's just not quite worked out for him. I bet he kind of wishes that he never left Ajax, you know, because, I mean, apart from the fact that United's a great club and he's probably on a lot more money, his career is completely derailed. If he was at Ajax, he'd still be talked about like one of the dons of Dutch football because he was doing really well at Ajax before he came to us. Will Blake, thank you for the 199 super chat. He says, Sam Cattle said you're a mess, lad. Okay, thank you. Well, yeah, I guess you could put it that way. I mean, I guess what he's probably needing there, or maybe what you're needing, is some sort of grammatical lessons, because obviously, I think he means YOU''RE. You are a mess, lad. You know what I'm saying? Whereas he put you're a mess, lad. I mean, I think what he's trying to say is that I'm Lionel Messi. I think that's what he's trying to say. I think he's trying to say that I'm Messi-esque, i.e. I'm the GOAT. So I take that as a compliment, I really do. Thank you very much there, Will Blake. I appreciate you, lad. And also, tell your mate Sam Cattle that, like a farmer, if he's not careful and like some cattle, his missus is going to end up with a fist in her back door. You know what I'm saying, mate? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit what this guy thinks, mate. Okay? Piggy says how it is. Piggy does what he wants. Do you understand? Don't need his. I certainly don't need Sam Cattle's approval, my friend. You know what I'm saying? I certainly don't. All right? Nice one. Okay, who's called Sam Cattle, says Roshmano. A cow? A cartoon character of a cow? Some guy who walks around going, moo. You know what I mean? That's who's called Sam Cattle. No human beings are called Sam Cattle. That's what I'm saying. Anywho, right, guys. By the way, me just saying the name Sam Cattle with a couple hundred people watching right now is making a spotty little virgin somewhere very happy. You know what I mean? Get a life, mate. Will Blake and Sam Cattle, get a life, you bunch of dry lunchers. You know what I'm saying? You're pathetic, both of you. All right. Let's move on with the stream. So, obviously, yes, we're working on some things. We're working on a few players out. Donny van der Beek's wanted by Real Sociedad now. And talks continue for Man United in terms of Donny to Sociedad, Fred to Galatasaray / Fulham, and Maguire and McTominay to West Ham. So we should well be seeing players going out soon, which will help generate us cash for Amrabat. Unfortunately, it seems like the Amrabat situation is kind of come to a head where, we are waiting to sell players. So he is obviously a big target for us, and he's definitely in the list there, and he's agreed to join Manchester United. He wants to play for Man United, but we'd have to get a deal agreed with Fiorentina, and that is still something that we have to wait for, obviously, to happen. So there you go. Nice one, guys. That's the latest on Donny van der Beek and Fred. They are both expected to go. Let's get into Hojlund now. So obviously Hojlund, we covered a lot of it earlier on. We're maybe waiting for just some news this evening. It's 11:04 on a Friday night, though, so it's unlikely that it will come. I personally think that we're going to find out that there's an agreement in place between the two clubs tomorrow, which is Saturday, and that will probably come out sometime during the day. Because, we are in advanced negotiations with them. We have submitted another round of bidding. So we saw it from Fabrizio Romano earlier on that Manchester United had improved their bid to Atalanta during direct talks today. It will be more than the 60 million euros package that was talked about a few days ago. And it's understood that negotiations are still on. Man United want to close the deal ASAP to focus on other positions right after Hojlund. Very clear that he wants United, so shouldn't be an issue there with what Hojlund wants. It's just about what Atalanta want. We are edging closer. Sky reported it earlier on today as well that we're edging closer to the deal, and we're expected to be in quite close to completing this deal because we are going up a little bit in money. So they are paying, they are paying more than we want to pay to Atalanta. Atalanta are going to struggle to get more than what we're offering. So it seems like we're going to be offering around about 70 million euros all told, aka about 64 million pounds, some in add-ons, and we're not 100% sure of the structure of that deal at this moment. Various different outlets have it in different formats, but at this minute it seems around about 70 million euros, which is too much, to be fair. It does seem like that would probably be a little bit too much for this guy at this moment. It's a lot of money that we're obviously paying, and that is probably, it's unfortunate, but it's obviously a significant investment in a player that we're obviously looking forward to for the future. So give it a little bit of time, and hopefully it will come to fruition, guys, this weekend. Man United can get an agreement with Atalanta for Hojlund for approximately about 70 million euros. We're waiting on that. Obviously, we need confirmation that they've accepted it. We need confirmation that United have gone that high. At the moment, it seems like it's a little bit too much, but maybe that'll be the figure that gets the job done. If they ask for more money, I think United should absolutely walk away. There's better players out there. No disrespect to him. He's going to be a great player in the future. But there's better players out there, obviously, that we can go and try and get for the future and for now. So it's not just about the future game, the long game. We could go get a player like Kane or Osman or somebody of this ilk that might be better for us now, and so maybe we could justify spending a little bit more cash. At the moment, 70 million euros seems to be our absolute maximum that we would spend for Hojlund. For that price, Atalanta surely have to rip our arm off. If we're prepared to go that high, they're not going to get a better offer than that. PSG backed out at 50 million euros. So PSG put in a verbal offer of 50 million, and of course, they said they were not going any higher. They've turned their attentions elsewhere now. It's insane if they turn down Man United's offer of 60 million euros, if you ask me. But they're obviously trying to get as much as they can here. Here's a report from Italy that says that Manchester United are close to complete the Rasmus Hojlund deal. Both parties are very confident to seal the deal. Contract of 5 years plus one added option for another year, and the deal could be finalised around 65 million euros plus 10 million in bonuses. Now that would put the value at 75 million euros, which is insane. That's insane. They're not going to do better than that. But I honestly think you've got to take some of these valuations that are coming out this evening with a pinch of salt, because there is a negotiation taking place, and surely United are trying to get him for at least, say, at most 65 million euros, somewhere in the middle of what they want and what we've last proposed. So we have understandably submitted a bid that's more than 60, but we don't know how much more than 60 officially yet. I think it's probably 60 million euros up front plus 10 million euros in add-ons to take it to around about 70 million euros. But again, we don't know that. We're waiting for final confirmation and to see what sort of a deal has been struck up between the two parties here from a tier one source. Probably will be tomorrow. So I think, look, it's too much money, guys. Realistically, we should be paying 60 million. How much would you pay for him? I asked this question to you guys quite a bit because it can change, I suppose, based on what's going on with the negotiations. But I say 60 million is the limit. But we will pay more than that, because this is United we're talking about. We're bottle merchants. We get done over. We always have to pay a United premium. Look at Anthony, look at Pogba, look at Maguire. There's loads of examples and instances of us getting absolutely bent over. So I don't think this is any different. I think we'll get bent over again for a good bit of cash from these guys. Hey, thank you, AML, for the £10 super chat, lad. Come on. Get in there, my son. Let's break out a sue in the chat. Thank you for the super chat there, AML, lad. Super chat, super AML. He says, I think we should be offering around 50 million for Rasmus and maybe 20 million in add-ons. And if he bangs 25 for the 30 goals, I reckon that's a fair deal. Atalanta says amazing, so it shouldn't be an issue. Well, I like that. I like that. Maybe that will be sort of closer to what's happening in terms of like structuring the deal. So perhaps we will actually give them more money down the line, dependent on performance-based objectives, etc., and what he can actually do. And maybe after a certain amount of appearances, or after a certain amount of goals, or after we've won a trophy, after we've finished first in the Premier League, after we get to a semi-final of a Champions League, or whatever, we can put different performance-based objectives within a deal and maybe give them slightly less upfront, like 50 million, and then structure 20 or even 25 million over a series of bonuses and add-ons and objectives. So I think that's a realistic thing, actually, AML. Maybe they won't want that. They'll want as much as they can get up front, of course. But if they stand to make more money down the road, they might actually go for a structured deal like that. But obviously, we're waiting to find out the format of the deal and the structure of the deal. At this moment in time, it's probably going to be only about, I don't know, a maximum of 10 million euros in add-ons that they could realistically accept. But you never know, mate. You never know. I like what you said. I agree. I think that would be the good thing for Man United to do, because then it gives us a bit more to play with, money-wise right now, and a little bit less that we have to fork up straight away, so we can maybe go and add it to another player that we buy this summer. Dominic, thank you very much for that super chat, by the way, AML. Great stuff, mate. Thanks very much for that. Dominic, what's going on? Dominic in here, he says, "Hi, Pig, we can't even wait for every deal to be done." Well, we are a little bit impatient, I suppose, but things do get done slowly at Manchester United. We do have to be patient here. We've got to trust the process, obviously, and just hope that we can get this deal done. But the reason why we're a little bit impatient, I think, is because pre-season is fast running out, and soon we're going to be in the thick and fast. From the 14th of August, we're going to be in the thick and fast of the Premier League in competitive games where the points matter, and it actually matters. And if we haven't got a suitable set of players together by then and got all of the different puzzle pieces that Ten Hag needs, it's going to end up being a bit of a stinker. It's going to be like when you go to, Oxfam and you buy a jigsaw and there's 16 pieces missing or something. You spend all your time putting it together, but it doesn't matter how good you are at putting jigsaws together. If the pieces aren't there, you don't get a complete picture. That's right, guys. On the spot. Little cheeky analogy from me there. That's right. Write that down. That was a good one. You know what I'm saying? That's a good one. So, you don't get a good picture, guys, if you can't get all the pieces you need right. If you do, then you've got a much better chance of having a successful season. So we want to get these players in. We're impatient, but we're impatient for a good reason, because it's going to impact our season. We want players in to have a pre-season and work together and work for the manager and understand the tactics and understand their teammates and just get a little bit of an understanding going before the season starts. Is that too much to ask? We should be doing our business near the start of the window. And as it is, we've only got Mount near the start of the window. We've got Andre Onana in the middle, and we're approaching the end of the window right now. I mean, obviously not the end of the window, because the window finishes at the end of August. 1st of September, I think, is when the window closes, isn't it? But, obviously the season starts on the 14th of August. That's where we want all of our business wrapped up by at the very latest. And ideally, the first week of August is the latest, so we can actually work with these players for a game or two and try and do something. So it's a shame that we are, still nowhere near where we need to be. We actually still need 2 strikers, and we still need another midfielder as a minimum, if you ask me. So we haven't even done 50% of our transfer dealings so far, which is piss poor. Classic Glazer shithousery. This is just another Glazer window so far, isn't it? Very disappointing. Well, I think you're right, Mr. U. That's what the Glazers will do. I don't think the Glazers have any morals. I don't think the Glazers give a shit. They see an asset there in Mason Greenwood, who's worth X amount of money and is actually worth a lot to us on the pitch. They see a player there that they can utilise. And so, morally speaking, I don't think the Glazers have all that many morals, just being honest. So, would they want to see Greenwood sacked off or terminate his deal or move on from it? I think they'll just integrate him back into the squad soon enough, because it saves them money. It's a cheaper option than going to have to buy another striker. And he is a really good player. Whether you think it's right or wrong, I think the Glazers will integrate Greenwood back into the team because they're fundamentally a bunch of shithouses. Rory C, thanks for your super chat there, my man. He says Kane would hit the ground running. Fine. A 20-year-old. He needed the full pre-season. We'll probably take him 10 games to bed in. How don't we have a striker? Well said, Rory. I'm with you, bud. I mean, given the choice, obviously, Kane would hit the ground running because he's a proven Premier League goal scorer. Literally just finished the season at the Spuds where he scored 30 goals. I couldn't agree more with you, really. Like, Hojlund's going to take some time to adapt. He's a young kid. The Premier League's a different animal to the Italian League. And so it's not going to be as easy as people think. I think it will be a time where it's going to be an adjustment period for him. Of course it is. You've seen many players, many older players, more experienced players come into the Premier League and take time to adapt to the Premier League. And maybe even never adapt. But yeah, it's more of a gamble on Hojlund. All I'm hoping, Rory, is that, Manchester United have got a bit of ambition this window. And perhaps we could get him and another striker as well. And that would take some of the goal scoring emphasis off of Hojlund. And when I say another striker, I mean another proper striker. Like if we could sell Maguire and McTominay and Fred and Donny and all these guys, surely we've got enough money to go and get a top tier striker like a Kane or an Osimhen or something like that. I'm talking £100 million player to go along with Rasmus Hojlund. It's super wishful thinking, but why not? Why not? When you look at what we need and where we are, that's what we need, is to go and get a couple of top-tier strikers. And like you say, Kane is ready-made to hit the ground running and be an immense player for us for a long time. So couldn't agree more with you, you know. So thank you very much there, Rory C, for getting in here. Very, very much indeed. Thank you, Rory. Will Blake says, Sam Cattle, you're more of a mess than Maguire. Well, I think, you know, you're probably right. You're probably right. Yeah, Sam Cattle, you're more of a mess than Maguire. And Will Blake, you're more of a mess than Phil Jones, mate. That's right. That's what I'm saying to you both. You're both a bunch of messes. You know what I mean? No, Will Blake, thank you for your super chat there. Steady on now. Steady on now. We can't expect much from Hojlund. We need to allow him to develop. Well said there as well. I agree with you, Sing Games. It's going to take time. He's 20 years of age. We can't expect this guy to come in and just bang in 30 league goals. It's not going to happen. He will do well to get 15. He got 9 last season in the Serie A. He will do well to get 15 Premier League goals this season. Let's just ask the chat for a bit of fun. Let's say that we don't go and get another striker in this transfer window, which we should, but let's say that we don't. How many league goals, so we're not talking about other competitions here, just the Premier League. How many Premier League goals do you envisage Rasmus Hojlund managing to get between now and the end of the season? I'm going to say 15, actually. And maybe 16 if we're lucky. But any more than that, and we really are starting to get into the realms of wishful thinking here, because he is only 20, and he just scored 9 last year. Ashton Duke says 15, Rory says 13. Shekel's going 12, 10 says Rug Muncher, 22 says TC Boy. Danny's going 14, Edward's going 13, 12 says Mike. Fair play to you guys. 20 in all comps says Sing Games, 10 to 12 says Jonathan, 18 says Rajat, 10 to 15. Yeah, okay, Berber says I'm backing him. Our top scorer in the Prem. Yeah, he probably will be our top scorer in the Prem. But it probably won't be anywhere near what the likes of, say, Erling Haaland or Harry Kane or those guys. Well, Harry Kane might not be here. He might be in the Bundes if we don't go in for him. But you know what I mean. Like, he's going to take us so far, and he probably will be our highest scorer. But it's probably not going to be enough to get us to be challenging for the title. I don't know. The Vooty says if he plays 35 Prem matches, then 15 to 20 goals. True. I mean, it's about the service at United. Unfortunately, last couple of years, our service has been guff. 25 says Rashad, 10 to 15 says Alan, 11 says Danny B, 25 says Mr. Youth, 10 to 15 says Rushy. Okay, fair play to you guys. Fair play to you guys. Great great suggestions. Most people, I think, saying around about 10 to 15, and that's realistic. We have to be realistic with this lad. He's a youngster, and he's going to need to be blooded and take time to get the experience and adapt. Christy says, United will find the money for Kane once Bayern bid gets accepted. We will find the money because investment is coming. Well, okay, that's really cool. I like your style there, lad. But wouldn't you be a bit concerned? This is what I'm saying here. Wouldn't you be a bit concerned, though, if Man United were to sign Harry Kane at the moment with the Glazer shithouses as the current owners? Because it means a couple of different things. If they're prepared to do that, what? I mean, maybe there's an agreement. Maybe that's like, okay, well, look, Sheikh Jassim, if we're thinking about selling the football club to you, if we actually do spend this summer, then you've got to give us a couple 100 million extra. Otherwise, we're not going to spend and we're going to leave you in a shit position. So, you know, it's not 6 billion that you're going to give us. It's 6.2 billion, you know, or 6.3 billion or whatever it is. Maybe there's some sort of gentleman's agreement that's going on there, you know, and maybe that will be honoured. Or what it could mean is that these Glazer shithouses want to remain at the football club and keep a stranglehold of Manchester United, keep that Champions League money coming in and milk us for another season or two. The value of Manchester United's only going up. In fact, there's a report earlier on we saw. I mean, it's from not the most reliable sources. There's not many people talking about this tonight. But there was a source that said that they want £8 billion for Manchester United. £8 billion. Now they're just getting absolutely ridiculous and greedy. But I wouldn't put it past the Glazer shithouses. This is the sort of parasites we're dealing with. So I would be concerned if they went for Kane while they're still here. Because what does that mean for the Glazers' ownership? Does that mean that they want to stay? If they want to stay, then I'd rather we didn't bloody get Kane and they just pissed off. So that's the reality. It's confusing at the least to think that they would go and spend hundreds of millions in a window just before they're going to sell the club, unless they look to recoup that money from the new potential owners, you know. So It remains to be seen there. It's very, very up in the air at the moment with that whole Glazer ownership and whether or not and when they're going to sell. They may well be talking about selling right now, but they still haven't. And the process takes a bit of time. And even if they decide right now to sell, we're not going to have the new owners in before the end of the transfer window. So it's like, it's on the Glazers to get us what we need for the season. And I can see the only way that they spend on somebody like Kane is if we sold a heck of a lot of our players, maybe even to the point where we've saved a lot of money and we've actually made a bit of money and maybe they'll reinvest that. But other than that, just don't see it happening. Or, like I say, if Sheikh Jassim or whoever's going to take us in has had that understanding with them that they will add on a little bit extra if you can get the players that they want and actually spend this summer. Maybe that's an understanding that is, taking place behind the scenes, but it's still very up in the air. The Vootinator, thank you for the likes tally, bro. He says we got 185 likes. Mate, thank you everyone for hitting that subscribe button. We're nearly at 200 likes. That is our goal. So if you haven't done it yet, please do smash that subscribe button, smash the like on this video as well, and drop a thumbs up and help us get to 200 thumbs ups. We're nearly there. Thank you, the Vootinator, for that, my son. I appreciate it. Get in there, you beauty. So I think maybe the Glazers could be staying for a little bit longer than we want them to, but also hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully that's not the case. I mean, we've been waiting for them to sell for 8 months now, since this was all talked about, since they had that meeting, since they announced that they were looking for outside investment or the potential of a full sale. Since then, it's been 8 months. So it's pretty unreal, really. It's pretty outrageous. We've got a couple of super chats here. Rory C, thank you for your super chat there, Rory lad. Rory C says, plus we create very little chances. Yeah, that's it. So at this moment, based on the last season or two, yes, the forward player is always sort of struggling for chances, isn't he? If we could create more chances for whoever plays at striker, they'd score more goals. So Rasmus Hojlund, we're going to have to obviously play better football, aren't we? We're going to have to play better football. So yeah. Sam Cattle with a 199 super chat here. He says, you're a mess. My name is good. Shush. Right, yeah, okay. Your name's real good, to be fair, Sam Cattle. It is. I mean, it is good, lad, if you happen to be like, I don't know, like a beef farmer. It's very decent, in all fairness, Dad. Or I don't know. Or if you work in a steak restaurant, it's actually pretty decent. But as far as names go, I mean, I'll be honest, Sam's a pretty decent name. Nothing wrong with Sam. But your surname leaves a little bit to be desired there, my friend. Do you know you have the surname of, like, a bunch of cows, mate? You know what I mean? That's what that means. It's like cattle it's like livestock. You know what I mean? It's cows, mate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I'm guessing you're from a long line of cow farmers or something, bud. Nothing wrong with that. You know, Bastian Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger means pig raiser in German, which means he's from a long line of pig raisers. Well, you're the same, except your family's obviously been raising cows throughout the last few hundred years or whatever, mate. Nothing wrong with that. Do you know what, though? But it is a gash name. Just saying, it is a gash name, though, bro. Come on. No, it's not good. It's not good. I mean, let's ask the live chat, guys. Do you think Cattle is a good surname? I mean, I'll be honest, I've never even heard of anybody with the name Cattle before. You know, I've never heard of it before. I mean, if it was down to me, if I woke up one day when I was a teenager or whatever, or when I was old enough to realise, and my surname was Cattle, I just don't know if I could carry on, you know. I think I would have to. I think I would just have to change it by default to something that wasn't completely shite. You know what I mean? So it's a toughie. Hey, thank you, AML, for the £10 super chat, my son. Get in there, you legend. Thank you very much, bro. Oh, yes, get in there. He says, can we talk about the right side forwards? I'm not happy with Anthony or Sancho. They're on and off, and we need consistency. Well said. I mean, they are not consistent players, either of them. We certainly can, AML. I mean, Anthony's ahead of Sancho in terms of consistency. I think he did show some good things last season. What frustrates me about him is he's this one-trick pony type player. Even in that preseason game against Real Madrid, you saw it the other day. He did nothing all game, and he just cuts in one time and has a shot when he could play a pass. And it's gone well over the crossbar. It's great when it comes off and he scores, but he is a bit frustrating of a player to watch for that reason. He's got very much a one-trick pony mindset there. It's a shame. But, you know, I really do like him. He's young. He's got bags of potential. Ten Hag obviously likes him. We've got to let Ten Hag do what he wants. So I think Anthony's got a big future ahead of him. Sancho, not so sure about Jadon. Ten Hag's recently said that his best, he thinks he's best through the middle. I think that's just an excuse to say that we don't have enough strikers. We don't have enough legit strikers. So that's what he's really saying by trying to big up Sancho in the central positions. He did all right against Arsenal. That's the story of Jadon Sancho. Is one game he's great, the next game he's gash. That happened in the last 2 games alone. That's Sancho all over. Good against Arsenal, gash against Real. That is Jadon Sancho in a nutshell. That's not Jadon Sancho in a nutshell. This is Jadon Sancho in a nutshell. Oh, help, I'm in a nutshell, but I'm being paid 350 grand a week, so it's fine. You know what I'm saying? He is not up to the standard consistently, but sometimes he is quality. AML, thank you very much for that super chat there. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, we probably could do with somebody better. I mean, Greenwood might be introduced back into the side. We've got Palistri, who's a young lad coming through. But I think the pecking order right now is Anthony's obviously Ten Hag's guy. But I agree, though, both of those guys, Sancho and Anthony, are not consistent enough. They need to do it this season. This is the penultimate season for both of them, really. Well, more so Sancho, because it's his 3rd season. But certainly for Sancho, he's had 2 seasons at the club now, both of which have been subpar and not consistent enough. And he's going to have to start producing. Otherwise, we probably do have to move on from him at some point soon. Sam Cattle says, no one cares. Shush. Boxing match, question mark. To be honest, I don't do boxing, but if you want a cheeky little sparring session of Scottish martial art I'm partaking called Fuck Ye, then yeah, I'll give you a wee Glasgow kiss, my son. You know what I'm saying? But no, to be honest with you, Sam Cattle, mate, you know, I've got better things to do than to be resting around with a cow. Let's be honest, mate, you know what I mean? Better things to do than punching animals, mate, and punching livestock. It's not what I want to do, mate, you know? And to be fair, if I was going to have a boxing match, mate, I'd have a boxing match with somebody who firstly had a better name and secondly was better well known. Let's be honest, like, you know, Piggy's got 72,000 subscribers, mate. There it is there if you don't believe me. You know, I could have a boxing match with somebody who's got 50,000 subscribers. Next thing you know, got 120,000 people interested in a fight. You, on the other hand, who are you going to bring to the table? Who's going to bring in terms of viewership, mate? You're going to bring a bunch of barnyard animals and that's it, mate. You know what I'm saying? So no, it's not the most appealing invite I've ever had, bud. Thank you. The Cake Cadet, thank you for the £2 super chat. He says Sam Cattle's not even McDonald's would want your meat. Oh, goodness. Cake Cadet going in there. Rule. DC says, I've got 1,000 quid on you, says DC Skyline. To be honest, I've never met Sam Cattle before, right? Never heard of Sam Cattle. But a minute ago, Will Blake came in here, right? And he said that Sam Cattle's girlfriend is 16. Now, if that's the case, he's either a little teenage melt who I would beat with one arm tie behind my back, or he is indeed a complete pervert. Those are the only 2 options, you know what I mean? So, would I win a fight against Sam Cattle without ever even knowing who he is or seeing him before? Yes, I would. 100%. Of course I would. Right, there you go. Oh, oh goodness me. Anyway, right, guys, so it's been a fun stream tonight, though, guys. It's definitely a Friday night stream, this one, isn't it? Shout out to everyone. I hope you're all having a great Friday night. How are you all feeling on a scale of 1 to 69 tonight? 69 being absolutely awesome. Like, for instance, I don't know, we buy Rasmus Hojlund and it turns out we only spend 40 mil on him. That would be 69. Or 1, not only do we get stuck with Harry Maguire, but we transfer Eric Ten Hag to West Ham for David Moyes this summer. That's no. That would be 1 out of 69. That would be terrible. Okay, great. Most people are doing all right tonight. Boomy needs a bit of a leg up. He's only a 40. But everybody else, looking all right, guys. Get in there, my son. Hey, beautiful. Thank you very much, everyone, for getting in there. I'm glad you're all doing well. We are going to have a rundown of what we've discussed in this vid in a minute as well. There's 1 or 2 other little things I want to just mention and then we will move on. But Jonathan Gallagher says, Sam Cattle, your surname speaks for itself. Yeah, you see, and now in that instance, Jonathan, you've actually misused the YO apostrophe RE there, my son. So you also do need some grammatical lessons there, my friend. So you've tried, I respect that you've tried with the YOU apostrophe R, but actually on this occasion, it was the other one that you needed, my friend. You know what I mean? And, but he says also Sam Cattle. Now, I don't know who that is, but hey, look, if you're talking about Sam Cattle, respect. Okay, Jonathan Gallagher, big love, mate. Thank you very much for that super chat, dude. I appreciate it. Get in there. Right then, you're a legend. You're a legend, Jonathan. Okay, hang on, guys. So, right, okay, one last thing. So, Atalanta are waiting for the bid official from Manchester United. Let's just do a rundown of what we've discussed in this video very quickly then, guys. It's been a great stream tonight. Really appreciate you all getting in. We also know that we also feel like Ten Hag's intention at the moment is to go for another striker, but it may well not be something like Kane or something like that. Told you love correcting people. Well, you know, okay, I do, Kate Cadet. It's true. It's true. Oh, Joel MCFC. Do you know what? Oh, very rarely would I agree with what a Manchester City supporter says, and I'm still probably not going to, mate. That's harsh, mate. That is harsh, bro. Oh my god. I'm not even gonna respond. I'm not even gonna respond. It's best I leave that one alone. Joel MCFC, get in there, you absolute City scummer, though. Thank you for your super chat, lad. 200 likes. Baby, we did it! Break out the red panties, it's red panty night! The live chat's got us 200 likes! Hey, thank you everyone for getting to 200 likes, guys, tonight on the stream. That is epic. Keep smashing the likes, guys. Let's get to 250. And also hit the subscribe button if you're new to the show. Right, rundown of what we're talking about. Then we're going to go shout out everyone who's retweeted us. Once again, go and check out the link at the top of the live chat. Give us a retweet if you haven't. We'll shout you out in a min. And then we'll get into the Q&A with you legends for a good 10 minutes or so and see what's going down. So, just to clarify everything we talked about for anyone who's just getting in the stream, first of all, Slabby Maguire, the situation there is unfortunately we're stuck with him, Mel. Well, at the moment, because United rejected 20 million bid, which is crazy. Some sources indicate that Maguire is still seen as a valuable part of the squad. Don't think that's true. I think that's just guff PR talk to try and get some cash. And also, it's reported here from Simon Peach. Peaches. Piss off, Slab. He says West Ham are unlikely to go back in for Harry Maguire after seeing a £20 million bid knocked back. Well, let's hope that they do go in for him again, and hopefully will increase their bid just a little bit. And if not, then Manchester United kind of need to, just like accept that 20 million offer. Go back with our tail between our legs and accept the offer. There's also a report that suggests that maybe Harry Maguire, this is from the Times, maybe Harry Maguire wouldn't want to go and play for West Ham because he wants a bigger, better team, supposedly, and he would prefer to play for a bigger, better team, which is just absolute guff, isn't it? Because he's not a very top-tier player. He's already managed to steal a living at United for a good while, and he's done well getting the captaincy and getting the money that he has done at United. If he wants to play regular football, he's going to have to lower his expectations. He can't be a United player anymore, and no other big teams are going to come in for him. So West Ham, it's West Ham or nothing for you, Mags. Maybe he will get another club interested in him before the end of the window. It's possible. If David Moyes and West Ham are crazy enough to even put in a 20 mil bid, then maybe somebody else will as well. So we'll see. But I really doubt that there's a top-tier club that's going for him. He is a mid-table player at best. Right then, also, Fred to Galatasaray is on the agenda, as is Donny van der Beek to Real Sociedad in La Liga. They are interested in Donny van der Beek. Fab says that Real Sociedad are actively working to sign Donny van der Beek from United. And it's reported that negotiations are ongoing, but still no agreement on the formula of the deal and personal terms. Talks continue. Man United will wait for Donny/Fred to leave before we push for Amrabat. So seems like we have to wait to sell a player before we can get Amrabat. Whether it's Maguire, McTominay, Martial, Donny, Fred, these guys are all on the agenda to be sold, aren't they? Reportedly, we are on the verge of signing Hojlund as well. Could be tomorrow that we hear some sort of announcement. So it's some outlets saying as much as 75 million euros we could be paying for this guy. Other outlets suggesting a bit less, but that is roughly about 70 million euros, roughly what is the figure being bandied around here that may be the case. Okay, now the other Hojlund stuff we've got just to cover here quickly before we get into the chat is essentially this from Alfredo Padula, which says that Hojlund no stop. Man United bid 62 million euros plus 5 million euros. That's 67. Atalanta's request is 68 to 70 plus 5. They're working to find all the agreements. So maybe we could reach them in the middle there somewhere, reach an agreement for about 70 million. That's what I'm expecting to happen because United get bent over all the time. And then we are quite close to getting Hojlund done as well. judging by what people are saying, here's a report from Santiago Ono which says that Manchester United are close to complete Rasmus Hojlund deal. Both parties are very confident to seal the deal. Contract of 5 years plus 1 year, already agreed, as we know that. The deal could be finalised around 65 million euros plus 10 million in bonuses. That's 75 million euros. Sky reported earlier on today that the deal for Hojlund was edging closer, which is obviously very promising. And as Fab mentioned earlier, we also have submitted an improved offer for Hojlund, which is at least 60 million euros, and who knows, could be closer to 70 depending on the package. We'll find out more as and when we know. So Man United very close to the deal, guys. Probably be tomorrow. I personally think Saturday will be Hojlund Day, where we get an agreement. Obviously, he won't be signed right then, but that's when we probably get the monetary agreement between the two clubs, is tomorrow, hopefully. So keep a lookout for vid on the channel tomorrow talking about that. Hopefully that comes. If not, then, hopefully over the weekend. And then obviously it'll take a few days to get him over, medicals, completed paperwork and all that. So we could see him in time by the Lons game, hopefully. It's just hotting up. This deal is hotting up this weekend. Hojlund is closer than he ever has been to joining Manchester United right now. And obviously we're trying to work on the finalisations of the amount and the structure of the deal. So we'll let you know tomorrow. That is the latest news right there then, my friends. Time to get into the live chat. Hey, thank you, Mike Hill. Says just me, Sam Cattle's cousin, Susan Poultry. Goodness me. Mike Hill, thank you very much for getting in here raw, lad. With another super chat, lad. I appreciate you. Get in there, you beauty. Legend, get in there, my son. Thank you. Let's get a cow emoji in there for Mike Hill. Thank you, Mike. Get in there, you beauty. Right, I'm going to just go over to Twitter. Go over to Twitter, guys. It's linked to the top of the live chat there. He's worth 20 million, Kate Cadet. 20 million. Look, 30 million tops. But 20 million, really, because of what he's being paid, bud. He's not worth a lot because of his wages. His wages have understandably gone up because of a bonus for Champions League football as well, for getting Champions League football. So, crikey, he's on 200,000+ pounds a week. Not worth it, is it? Not worth it for a team like West Ham, I don't think. So you've got to factor that in. 10 million a year that guy's going to be paid to go wherever. So if you get him for a 4-year contract, that's 40 million you've got to pay on top of what you pay for the transfer fee. Too much money, too much money. So I personally think, yeah, 20 million to 25 million. I think 25 million is what he's worth, actually. I'd give you 25 for Slab if I was West Ham, because he is a homegrown international and all the rest of it. But yeah, no more than that. Aaron Homeyard, thank you for the retweet, bud. Anthony Ong, John Boy Cat, Kieran, Boomy, Rugmuncher 007, the Mario 55, Richard Westerpeck, Lee Hope, Sin Games, Transfers _UTD, aka Rushmano, CZ Bam, Andy Davidge, Mr. Sims, Slippery Jack, and Dean Moxley. Thank you to you legends out there for retweeting the show. It does help us spread the word of the channel. So thank you very much for retweeting us there, guys. Legends, absolute legends. Time for a Q&A. Smash the like, smash the subscribe, get your thoughts in the live chat. Madhouse says surely Maguire must be worth 10 million. I mean, he's worth at least that. 35 mil when they get him, I think. Yeah, but they're not going to pay that, though. They'd be off their tits to pay that. 40 million Ballon d'Or. Or Claus says, Berber. PSG coming over with a cheeky bid was messed up like. Right, yeah. There you go. There's a cow. There's a cow emoji. Simon says, good stream tonight because Zane hasn't appeared yet. Well, he was actually in right at the start of the stream, so be careful what you wish for, bud. He might just be lurking and jerking there whilst playing World of Warcraft or something. Sam's gone to pasture, says CZ Bam. Oh, you'd hate to be a West Ham fan if that's what they got to look forward to. Fair point, but you're talking about a club who celebrate cat kickers like Kurt Zouma. So in comparison, Harry Maguire's actually a bit of a don for them, isn't he? Let's face it, I don't think Harry Maguire's ever booted a feline. You know what I'm saying? Your friend is called James Shipton. Oh my goodness me, that is absolutely bad. Goodness me. There was actually somebody I went to school with in my year. I won't say his first name, but his surname was Wanklin. 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 Now, that's a tough start in life, guys. That is a tough start in life. Oh, goodness me. Sin Games, get in there, my son. Let's be having you. Yeah, stop trying to push him on the hammers. They've suffered enough. Oh, Zane might be milking others, says Bada Bing. Maguire worth 22 million a packet of peanuts. Bang on, really. You bang on, Simon. Maguire would miss trying to kick one. Mike Hill says, Piggy, on a serious note, you deal with these idiots well. Well played. Oh, thank you, Mike Hill. I've got years of experience at it, to be fair, lad. Years of experience. I literally grew up in a household where my older brother would often rip the piss out of me. You know what I mean? And not nowhere near as nice as what a lot of people do in here. My brother was a horrible, horrible big brother as a teenager. In that way. Obviously, he's a nice guy and everything. And now he's mellowed out. But he used to be a right piss ripper, that guy. Literally. I mean, when I was 5 years old, he used to sing football chants to me saying, and him and my sister used to say I came from the reject bin and that my parents didn't actually have me. They got me from the reject bin at the hospital. And they used to sing a football chant to me, and both of them used to go, you came from the reject bin, doo-dah, doo-dah. You came from the reject bin, doo-da-doo-dah day. And stuff like that. So, you know, I've grown up with having to deal with shit like this. You know what I mean? It's pretty, you know, it's just the way it is. Anyway, but yeah, fair play. The Raggy Dolls, exactly, the Raggy Dolls, mate. Your bro was the same. I began to overpower him. Well, there you go. He shut up once I got to about 16 years of age. 3 years older than me. And I'm a big lad. He shut up once I got to 16. Tell you that. The reject bin is United's bench. Yeah, essentially, that's true. Harry Maguire is a Raggy Doll, isn't he? Raggy Dolls, slabs for you and me. You went to school with Phil Zabetanoff. You what? I don't even get that one. Maguire isn't that bad, but he's mid-table standard. Yes, I do, Ray, but that was laughed off, mate. That was laughed off, wasn't it? You're not going to be able to unhear that now, says Duke of Rodtown. No, look, in all seriousness, if you can't handle a bit of banter for a few trolls, then YouTube isn't for you. Well, that's true there, Kid Cadet, exactly. You're going to always get some troll bags. I welcome it, especially the type of trolls that pay £2 a pop. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can call me a wanker or say you want to fight with me or whatever you want for £2. £2, guys. You know what I'm saying? Take care of the £2 and the tenors take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying, guys? We can drive Slabby to London to make sure he goes. I'm with you there. We'd have to rent a large JCB, but we could do that. To be fair, you look like one of the hairy bikers, Pig. How are you, man? I'm going to have one of these pies now. Nah, don't, mate. You want to do a Norwegian guy called Orson Cart? No, surely not. Oh, that would be immense. Slab is a Cabbage Patch kid? Wow. Wow, that's harsh. Okay, let us stick around for a couple more minutes, guys. We're having fun, but I am going to wrap this video up reasonably soon because it's getting towards midnight. But as always, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're close to 72.6k subscribers now. We're on our way. So if you happen to be new around here, you don't want to miss this high-level banter. You don't want to miss this latest news in a no bullshit, no clickbait, concise sort of a fashion every single day. We're on here daily, giving you the latest updates and the latest rundown. So get yourself involved, smash the subscribe button, and click the old bell icon for notifications as well. Also, I don't know if one of the mods could put a link to the Discord in there, because there's a Discord you can join. There's a transfer section in there, and we post the links in there when we go live. So if you're on Discord, you might as well join the Discord. Could be in the description of this video, actually, the link. Yes, trolls welcome. Invite your friends with you, says Sin Games. Well, that's what Will Blake done. He's invited his mate Sam Cattle to the show, you know, and they've each between them given me about 12 quid tonight. So, you know, it's all good. Oh, the bigger club Slabby's looking for is Easter Island FC. Edward Reed, fair play to my son. It's great banter. Absolutely, Alan Partridge. Cake says, do you think West Ham will come back in, Joe? Surely Maguire can't stay another season. I do, but I don't envisage them, you know, paying a heck of a lot of money more for him. Maybe 2 million quid more. Maybe a couple of £1 million more, but realistically not very much more than 20 mil. You went to school with Richard Head. Oh, that's a classic. Oh, thank you, Ash and Duke. Looking forward to the excruciating Manu commentaries. Well, thank you very much there, Ash and Duke. Lovely stuff, says Chris Barker. Maguire's a kind of like a troll. Not a serious player for our club. Unfortunately, it's... Oh, instant invalid link. Oh, no worries. Okay. You look like Terry Silver tonight, says... Nice. Terry Silver from Karate Kid. Good stuff, mate. Like it. Good shit. My name's Gash. Thanks, Mum, says Paul Ennis. Your name does sound like a made-up name. Sorry, Paul. I mean, you know, it is a name. Like, Ennis is a name, like Jessica Ennis. You know, but Paul Ennis, Mr. P. Ennis. Crikey, mate. I mean, that is that is unfortunate, lad. Do you know what I'm saying? That is unfortunate. That's almost as unfortunate of somebody I once heard whose first name was Peter and their last name was File. You know what I'm saying? That is pretty unfortunate, I've got to be honest. But it's not that bad. It's nowhere near as bad as that. Okay, right then, Discord is gash. Why does the link go invalid, says Sing Games? I don't know. Let me get the link to Discord and pop it up in the top of the live chat, guys. Then you can join the Discord if you want. That would be awesome. Probably be months, not weeks, Primot. I still think they probably will go, I don't know, mid-season or something. I don't know. It's not looking like it's going to be anytime soon, is it? Surely it's got to be sooner rather than later because they're just not wanted at this club and we hate them. And obviously, you know, there's a lot of people that want them out, but they don't really care, I don't think. And they've got the stranglehold on the ownership of the club. So they are really in the driving seat. But it depends. If they get the money that they want, they'll walk. But there is an understanding that some Glazers want to leave and some Glazers don't want to leave, which means that, well, it is just a little bit difficult to sort of guarantee any time that they will go. So that's all it is, really, guys. It's horrible, isn't it? Right, okay, here's the link to the server, guys. I'll just put it in the live chat. If you're on Discord, you might as well join the Discord. We do post all the transfer news stuff and everything. So there's the Discord. Let me know if that works, Sing Games, lad. I do remember Danny Shittu. Of course I do, Ray UK. Absolutely, lad. Danny Shittu. Goodness me. Classic. Oh. Right, okay, imagine getting a skull bash from Slabby McSlabbers. I mean, that would be a cranium of a connection, wouldn't it? A cranium on cranium action would be horrible. It's like the Mike Ashley situation. Well, yeah, eventually he'll be gone. Okay, that's working. Great stuff, guys. So, yeah, the Discord link is at the top of the live chat. Do join the Discord. We post the videos in there. There's also a transfer section, even if you play FIFA, as well as a Rate My Team section and stuff. And I'll probably add a couple more sections, you know, like a Rate My Slab section or something. I don't know. But, yeah, that's it there, guys. Join the Discord for your latest update. Guys, okay. Well, listen, I'm going to have to wrap it up now. It's been an absolute cracking stream, though. Thank you, everyone, for getting in here. We will be back tomorrow with all the latest news and updates. I want to say thank you to this core of legends on YouTube that comes in here and listens to me and gets involved. You know, do share the streams around and tell your friends about it. We're trying to, like, give us a boost up there in the algorithm. The algorithm's been a cruel mistress for me so far recently. After I had a month off with what happened, obviously, with my mum, you know, since then it hasn't, you know, it's been difficult to try and, like, I don't know, get into that algorithm. We're trying to feed the algorithm, but it just keeps saying to me, feed me more. So the way that you can do that and help us out is by smashing the likes, sharing it around, telling your friends about it, etc. But I really do appreciate all the core of legends that gets in here all the time. And, you know, it's a great community of legends. And even if it, to be fair, even if it didn't grow anymore, it's still an excellent core of legends and a great pleasure for me to do these shows and hang out with you legends. But, you know, obviously we want to keep growing, so tell your friends about it, etc. Get in there, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, I know what you're saying, lad. No, I bloody well do not Alcumbermoot, lad. That would be immense, though. Can't be arsed, says Ash and Duke. Dead Rebel says Piggy Power. Badabing says GG Pig. Bloody Cranium says Gattuso. Thank you, Johnny M. Get in there, my son. Thank you, Duke of Rodtown. Get in there, Eamon Barrett. Thank you, Dead Revel, as well. Ryback. Exactly. Feed me more. Oh, G-Wolf. Goodness me. Duncan Bleefo. Yes, it's a legendary community. Big love to the Bacon Brigade. Seriously, what a set of legends in here tonight. Mad love to all you legends. We're going to wrap it up. I want to say thank you to a couple of special people. All my moderators, of course, all the channel members in green. People like Rush Mano as well, who literally help us do these shows by sending us updates throughout the day and also during the live shows. Check out Rush Mano's Twitter at transfers_UTD. Make sure you do give him a follow, guys. He's nearly at 5k followers over there. And he does a great show. I want to shout out all the super chatters, people like AML and Zane, and even like people like Will Blake and that cow guy. You know, even people like that as well. And yes, indeed, Ryan Hughes, smash that like button on it. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't done so. Thanks for all getting in here and bantering and having a laugh and getting your thoughts in about everything. Thank you, Danny. Please come back after this stream's finished. Comment your thoughts on the Maguire situation. And of course, all the different stories we've discussed. Come back and have your say after this video's finished. But that's it from me, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with the latest updates. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Piggy loves you. God bless you. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. Big love, everybody. And I'll catch you tomorrow. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.